Hi there, Jamie Goode here of wineaddict.com, and I'm going to be doing the usual thing of tasting some wine on camera here. And as you can see, I'm in my office, which is a bit untidy, but I know where everything is. First wine tonight, 3 Pinot Noirs. First one is from Mornington Peninsula, Australia, and it's Ocean 8 Pinot Noir. Weighs in at 13.5% alcohol, which isn't too bad for an Australian Pinot Noir. First of all, give it a good swell. Sniff, ooh, very fresh. Cherries, herbs, very pretty nose, but not overly sweet, quite savoury. Yeah, lots of cherries, crushed herbs. What's crushed herbs? I don't know, but it sounds good. Yeah, it's a sort of nose that makes you want to have another sniff. The palate's quite spicy. It's fresh and got really good acidity, a bit of structure. Very unlike what you might expect from an Australian Pinot Noir. There's really no sweet fruit at all. There's some fruit, but it's not this sweet, you know, ripe, slightly jammy fruit. It's much more tightly focused. It's a beautiful wine, really beautiful. Restrained, quite a lot of flavour, but still quite elegant. And the structure there as well, there's non-fruit complexity. And that's what is often missing in New World Pinot Noir, is that non-fruit complexity. We all love fruit. Fruit's fantastic. But sometimes it's good to have a little bit more than just fruit. And if I was tasting that blind, I don't know where I'd put it. It's a really, really super wine. Next up, 2 wines from Burgundy, and these are from the negociant Antonin Rodet. And the first one is a village Gevrey-Chambertin. A village means it's from Gevrey-Chambertin, the vineyards of Gevrey-Chambertin, but it's not from a Premier Cru or Grand Cru vineyard. And so this, for Burgundy, this is I think it's £23.99 from Sainsbury's. So it's not an expensive Burgundy. It's an expensive bottle of wine at 24 quid. But for Burgundy standards, that's sort of, you know, kind of where it starts with village level wines. And this is a 2008 vintage Gevrey-Chambertin. Nice pale colour. You know, I often think that, as you probably heard me say here before, that the best expressions of Pinot Noir are often quite pale in colour. We're not looking for too much colour. That nose is really interesting. It's quite restrained and savoury. There's some cherry fruit, but there's also some sort of subtle earthy, undergrowthy tones as well. Still quite nice fruit purity though. And the palate's very tight and savoury, very fresh, good acidity. Lovely balance between the fruitiness, sort of cherries, red berries, and the acidity and the tannic structure. Bit of spice too as well. Overall, a really very attractive wine, and you know, this is much better than I thought it might be, because often negociant wines are not always the best. This will be a relatively large house that's bought in grapes and made wine from them, and might have even bought in wine as well. That's not unknown in Burgundy, and then produced a larger blend, which is quite widely distributed. And often these wines aren't the ones necessarily that really thrill, but this is a really good bottle of wine, and I'm pretty impressed by it. It's delicious. And the third wine is the Pommard from Antolin Rode. Again, 2008 vintage. Again, $23.99 in Sainsbury's. It's quite rare to have good Burgundy that's widely available. You can just go and buy off a supermarket shelf. Quite interesting comparison. We're seeing two different villages, Pommard and Gevrey-Chambertin, made by the same winemaking team. So presumably the winemaking regime will be relatively similar. So what we're seeing is the differences in the vineyards of these two areas. This is different. This is different. It's again, it's quite light in colour, which is a good thing. We like that. There's more oomph to this. It's got some more tannic bites. It's more tannic wine than the Gevrey. More structured. And it's got a bit more sweetness to the fruit. It's nicely aromatic. It's you know, you can see me licking my mouth. It's got more tannic structure. It's making my mouth feel a little bit dry. But again, there's lovely purity of fruit there. This is again better than you'd expect from a négociant village level Burgundy. Very fresh. So there you have it, three quite different wines. They're all very nice. They're really delicious, and they're all tending towards the more elegant expression of Pinot Noir, which I think is a good thing. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.